My name is Scott Alvord. I graduated the class of 1986, centuries ago. And I am a CEO for Advanced Development Concepts. It's an LLC that I started, and actually started as a software company back when I was a senior there at PUC. And I have some affiliate businesses that are connected, the software company, a publishing company, and a Christian business roundtable. And I also am an elected city council member in Roseville. So I've got a pretty busy life right now. What is the favorite, number two, what is the favorite part of your job? With my business, I think the thing I like the most is that I get to set my own hours and I choose which projects I work on. It's very freeing, it's very enjoyable, and I have so many different types of things that I do that life is always interesting. The least favorite part of my job is I don't get a regular paycheck. While I do have residual income and investments that I've set up, I need to work for my income. And so if I don't work, I don't have revenue coming in from that end of the business anyway. And the other thing is, I am the boss. There's nobody I can blame when something goes wrong. So that is definitely the least favorite part. What does it take to be successful in my job? That's question number 4. And I would say a lot of creativity. You need to have a lot of world experience in order to be a consultant to help other companies and other people as I coach and train people. And so I need to know what I'm talking about. So experiences are very important. Typical morning, I usually have a 2-hour get ready morning. And so I have a worship, I go through a whole process, and it takes me 2 hours every morning. And so I'm not working during that time. And my typical afternoon, question number 6, my day usually starts around 11 o'clock. And I go through email, and with city council, that can sometimes suck up my whole day. But I typically will go through my emails, I should say, check on client projects. I have a lot of people that work for me on different projects. And so if there's anything going on, usually try to deal with all the issues. I almost always have at least 3 meetings a day. And now they're mostly Zoom, which makes it more efficient. I've had up to 6 in one day. And that was a pretty long day. And sometimes my day goes into the evening, so my afternoon can stretch out quite a bit. Number 7, what is something you do in your job that people are surprised that I do? Well, besides being a city council member, that surprises a lot of people. I also am an author. I've written a couple books, and I have a very big book that's in the process right now. It's got a chapter and a half left, pretty much almost 1 chapter left. It's taken me years to write, but it's going to be really good when I'm done. I think people are also just surprised of the different experiences, surprised about the different experiences that I've had. Number 8, what type of individual would enjoy the career that you're in? Right. Somebody who's smart, somebody who's creative, somebody who is trusted and can get people to trust them. I'm helping people make some very important decisions for their company, and they need to trust me that I know what I'm talking about, and I need to be good enough to make sure I'm not wrong. Number 9, what is your work-home balance like? Well, now that our 7 children are all grown and on their own, and I just have grandkids, my wife and I are empty nesters, so that's really helped a lot at home. It has given us a lot of joy in our lives, and I can pretty much set my own time. She's a very busy person. We have routines. We do things together all the time. But the balance, depending on how you look at it, it's healthier now that we're empty nesters. When I had children at home, it was much more difficult. I usually worked late into the night, and it was pretty stressful. Number 10, I'm going to pause. Question number 10, did you have any mentors? And if so, who were they? And how'd you find them? Yes, I have kind of several different mentors. So I run a business roundtable. We meet every single week, and they're all Christian business owners. And I think that's one form of it, is just having good friends that bounce ideas off of, be able to talk to. I have somebody who's really good in finances. I do all my own investments, and so I've got somebody I can bounce ideas off of, and he's very experienced. I read a lot of books that help me with my consulting work, and some of the concepts I get out of those books are wonderful, and I'm able to share those. So I think the authors are good mentors. Number 11, how did you end up in your current job? Well, it's a long story. So again, I started my software company while I was a senior there at PUC, and I've had that company ever since. After I went back and got my MBA from Sac State, I started doing more business consulting. And my city council job, that's a whole long story how I ended up getting elected to the city council. But I think I pretty much just follow God's lead. There's so much that's happened in my life that's just interesting. And I think just letting God lead and figuring out where I can serve the best, that's just kind of got me where I'm at. And I'm kind of curious where he's going to take me next. What's something you wish you took more classes in during college that could help you now? You know, it's an interesting question. I think something I probably wish I had more of when I first started working at the corporate level is a lot more soft skills. Just simple things like how to handle a business dinner, learning etiquette, human relationships, some of the HR laws and regulations, just some basic things to expect as an employee, because I worked for a corporation for 18 years after I graduated while I had my business on the side. So some of those soft skills I think were really valuable, and I kind of had to learn them the hard way. Number 13, in college, did you think you'd be at a job you have now? You know, it's kind of funny. I kind of pretty much knew that I was going to own my own business someday. That was always my goal. And I live in the dream, I guess, right now. Number 14, what advice can you give your college self from your current self? Well, I'd say enjoy yourself more. I had a great time in college, wonderful experience. Keep those friendships alive. You know, I lost touch with some of my good friends there, and I miss that now. And probably the big advice is as soon as you can, buy more stock in Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. Spend everything you can on it. It'll be worth it. 15, is there a mantra or scripture that has had an impact on your career? You know, there are scriptures. I think God's had a huge impact, but something that Woodrow Wilson said, he's got a very famous quote that I've lived my life by, and it's so important to me. You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You're here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget that aim. That I think is just a real important thing. We're here for a higher purpose, and we're here to help other people. Number 16, what is the coolest thing about your current job? Well, I set my own hours, and my life is in my own hands. I can make the time to do the things that I want to do. That's really cool. I really like that. And something I want to tell you is congratulations. You have absolutely chosen the very best school to get your education. PUC was a fantastic experience for me. I never regret working my tail off to go to school there. I had to work several different jobs to pay for it because I didn't have anybody helping me. But it was worth it. I do not regret those massive student loans. The fun that I had and the experience of turning from a child into an adult, and not just education and smarts, but spiritually. I learned to accept God on my own terms. I chose God not because my parents were pressuring me. It was something that I made a conscious choice there in college. I really chose, decided what I believed and the path I would walk. And so I hope you stick with this. I think PUC is going to be a wonderful experience for you, like it was for me and many other people in the many generations since I've gone there. So have a fantastic time. Enjoy yourself.